Hey there, so today we have another video, and this is a new beer from Founders. First time reviewing this one. This is Unraveled IPA. So this is their take on juicy IPA. It's not New England, it's not hazy, at least from what I understand. 6.6%, they use lupin powder in here. And this actually was released in the market a couple months ago, but I was able to find it fresh, and then thankfully they just dropped this. Unlike the Four Giants, which was a little bit older, this is 9 days fresh, so really excited to dig into this one. Very curious to see how it turns out. Beautiful, bright yellow can on this one. And yeah, Unraveled IPA. So again, juicy IPA. It is not a hazy IPA. So looking for fruitier flavors, not looking for that New England or hazy kind of look to it. The beer is actually quite clear. Comes in a lighter color compared to probably some of their, or for sure compared to their other IPAs. This one comes in a light gold color, nice and pale. Looks a little bit like almost like a Pilsner or something like that, right? Really pale. Wow. Wonderful bright white head on that. I mean, maybe I don't know. Anyway, on the nose, just speaking about the beer, change of thought. It is herbaceous. It's got this kind of like fresh, chivy, scalliony, kind of like green thing going on. Bright herbs. A little bit of citrus, a little bit of like lemon oils, grapefruit oils. Really not really exploding on the nose. But yeah, nice and light, but really highlighted by that really fresh green onion note. On the nose. In a pleasant way, not densely too much, but yeah. Cheers. Fresh green herbs. Oh yeah, okay. For some reason, it tastes like Founders to me. I don't know what it is. I mean, not Founders. It just tastes like, what does this beer? It tastes like a certain beer. In general, it's got a lot of IPL kind of qualities to it. What's that other beer they do? Oh, geez, I remember I was at the brewery when they like released it for their 20th anniversary, and then they ended up. Anyway, you guys can post in the comments below. It's the one with the lady on it. I reviewed that one, which was pretty good. Up front, decently fruity. Grapefruit oils, reasonably oily beer, a little bit of like hint of like tropical fruit character maybe. Yeah, mostly citrus. Yeah, grapefruit pith, bright yellow fruits generally. Yeah, there you go. Not even tropical, just like a lot of grapefruit. And then it follows on with a little bit of like lingering grapefruit flavor, a little bit of that kind of like balance of that kind of scalliony green onion thing driving on the back end, chivy quality. But it's a little bit thin and dry, not thin, but like a little bit watery and dry. So it does, again, sing a little bit like an IPL. Yeah, as you wait more, there's more of that like light scalliony thing dancing around. The malt sweetness sits in a nice place. Oh yeah, there you go. There's a nice like zippy quality of some lemons that's driving in here. And there's a little bit of bitterness on this one too. Yeah, a medium to medium minus bitterness. What's noticeable about this beer, this juicy IPA, is that it really stripped away. There is some amount of that kind of like biscuity or bready sweetness in the middle. Yeah, giving that like residual sweetness to help balance out the bitterness on the back end. But really what they've done is strip away any kind of like impression of a kind of caramel malt or anything. It really doesn't have any like, or it maybe dried it out more, but really it's like sort of like a lighter version of their IPA, just like a little bit, you know, paler malt, and then just like bumped up the dry hopping and obviously using lupin powder. Quite nice. It's like a nice and light crusher. It's pretty dangerous for 6.6%. You think that this would be maybe like a 5.5 kind of pale ale or something like that, but it is a full-on IPA. Again, you guys can post in the comments below if you know exactly what beer I'm thinking of, but it's got something to it that, again, it reminds me a little bit of IPL, but also just I'm trying to think of what brewery does a pale IPA beer that's like light like this, like really stripped away from the sweeter malt, and then just has that kind of like zippy light kind of thing, balance of like classic grapefruit qualities, a little bit of that herbaceous in the back end. It's just like an updated kind of like IPA, instead of leaning on West Coast, it's sort of like updated, 20 whatever kind of IPA, 2020 IPA. Yeah, it's good beer. Quite nice. As I wait more, there's a little bit of that marijuana thing, and it's almost like a fruity kind of marijuana. I mean, I'm not a connoisseur. I know nothing about that, but like I can imagine if there was like a pineapple-y kind of marijuana strain out there, it has that little bit of thing going on dancing in there. So Absolutely fantastic. I think it's a very good beer. I mean, it's pretty much as fresh as it can go. I mean, 9 days all the way from Michigan to Florida. That's awesome. It's good. Boy, though, it is really updated for the modern palate, though. It really has stripped away any of those kind of like more complex malt flavors. It does have a little bit of sweetness, but it really is, like, again, tastes like an IPL. It's sort of like a really kind of stripped away, dry, kind of like, you know, crisp kind of IPA kind of look at where it sort of like, again, drinks lower than its ABV. I'm repeating myself. This beer for me gets a solid 89. This is Founders Unraveled IPA. Until next time, guys, cheers. Let me know what you think. Later.